Today I'm going to be breaking down how you can use E-Dragons in combination with Totem Spells to easily 3-star any base. So here is the army composition that we are going to be doing. Now I know of course the Totem Spells are about to see a nerf, but do not worry about it. I think they're still going to be absolutely viable for honestly the tiny bit of decay they're going to see. Typically they get taken down before that decays out anyway, so they're still going to be just as effective. But let's jump in and we'll break down just how strong they can be with Edrags. So all of these attacks today of course are brought by Yappy Boy, who is up there pushing in Legends League, coming up against these pretty common style bases honestly with these isolated Townhall, which yeah, we're seeing more and more. This has kind of became the meta. But don't worry about it, this strategy is incredibly effective against them. The first thing we're going to be doing is looking to set up that Flame Flinger. Its job here, take down as much of the base as possible. You need to worry about things like mortars or ground expos, stuff like that, but of course the Totem Spells can be really helpful with them. Next up, we're just going to deal with the Townhall. It's super simple here. We're just going to swag basically everything. Because we only need one Edrag and a balloon and a couple of Totem Spells. We're going to rage that Edrag up as well in a second just to maximise the amount of damage it is doing. Now remember, the chain damage will still chain onto buildings that are invisible as long as there is something that it can hit that's next to it that is visible, if that makes sense. So you saw it was hitting the, I'm not sure, the Tesla or something that was there, the Builder Hut, and it was able to chain through into the Townhall. So the Townhall easily secure there with one E-Dragon and a couple of Totem Spells alongside that Rage spell, and now we can get thinking about the rest of our attack. That Townhall is out the way and we do not need to worry about it. So next up we're just going to be letting that Flame Flinger do its job. You'll see hopefully it was going to take down that Monolith, may not quite get it, but it's definitely done a nice little job. Next up we're going to use that Archer Queen's Giant Arrow ability, looking to take down air defenses or air sweepers. And then we're going to come in with those Electro Dragons. Now keep an eye on the Totem Spells as and when we deploy them. Typically we're going to use them as our troops come into an area. There's no point in using them too far in advance because they will just get taken down before they can even have any effect. Using that Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome at the opportune moment after your troops have taken a decent bit of damage, those Edrags are starting to get below about half HP, is when you probably want to start using it. Totem Spells are going to mainly be used to tank for those much heavier defenses. When it comes to scatter shots, make sure you use those Totem Spells slightly off where your E-Dragons are coming from. We want the scatter shot to shoot in the opposite direction so it's not splashing through onto our troops. The Overgrowth spell that we did have coming in, typically you're going to use that kind of on the opposite side of where your E-Dragons are coming in from to mitigate some of the damage as they progress through the base. Like you guys can see right here, we kind of used it on this portion of the base that's actually left up right here just to stop any of those defenses doing too much damage while our troops were making their way over there. But any remaining Totem Spells you guys have, you can go ahead and pop them down at the end. Typically you may lose quite a lot of E-Dragons throughout the attack, and it's going to be the heroes that continue to carry on your good work. But you'll see we swag that Totem Spell in the middle and it's a nice 3-star to kick off proceedings. So right now the meta in Legends League is very spam heavy. There's a lot of spam coming in with the Totem Spells because it can be used so effectively. Plus we're about to see a massive E-Dragon buff, so I think E-Dragons are going to come right back into the meta. Now don't forget we do have a brand new Discord server open that you guys are going to be able to join if you head down into the description down below. This is open to all Town Halls ranging from Town Hall 7 all the way up to of course Town Hall 18. We have base links, we have tournaments, we have events, we have giveaways. There is all sorts going on in that Discord server and I would absolutely love it if you guys could be a part of it. So make sure you guys jump in there and stay tuned for lots more exciting updates. But approaching this the exact same way as we did the previous one, we're going to be coming in with that Electro Dragon from the top. We just had to be careful there with the invisibility spell. Couple of Totem Spells coming down right here with a double Electro Dragon deployment. This is to guarantee that Town Hall takedown. It's a pretty heavy top section of the base. We definitely want to try and mitigate as much of the damage as possible using those Totem Spells, and we are able to get that Town Hall taken care of there. Did have to commit quite a lot of those Totem Spells in this particular one, But luckily for us, that top section of the base has now been dealt with, and we can focus in on the rest of the attack. Meanwhile, we have that Flame Flinger, of course, coming in again, just letting it do its job down at this bottom section. The good thing about this particular attack is, because when we're coming up against bases with the kind of compartments with the Townhall on the outside, like we had here, and the Flame Flinger at the bottom section, it leaves a pretty clear straight line throughout the base for your E-Dragons to go. Approaching this pretty much the exact same way, spamming those E-Dragons in with the Minion Prince and your Grand Warden. The King and Queen are going to be walking, kind of doing laps around the edge of the base, while your main push is going to be those E-Dragons making their way into the core of the base. Be very careful with the Revenge Tower, especially once it's heated up. It can do some very significant damage. That's where your Totem Spells are going to come in handy. Overgrowth Spell already deployed down on the back end here, catching a few of those heavier hitting defenses, as well as that Air Sweeper. You'll see the Meteors coming down from, of course, that Minion Prince's ability, just getting some nice damage as you make your way through the base. Minions just going to come in as a bit of a cleanup as and when they are kind of available. But you guys will see right here, it is probably going to be that Air Sweeper that's potentially going to cause us a bit of grief here on the back end as we make our way through. But we do still have 2 of those Totem Spells to come in. We do still have plenty of our heroes left up. And we have those healers, I believe, that came off the Queen. Yes, they did come off the Queen. So they're helping to keep the Queen, the King, whoever else is down there on the ground alive. We have the super minions actually coming out of the Flame Flinger just to help support through on the back end. They actually combine very, very nicely with the Electro Dragons. And you'll see this one, of course, yet again is going to finish off with a 3-star Totem Spell, doing its job, just helping to tank for those last couple of defenses. And there is that 3rd star on the board. The link for this is down in the description as always, but we have one more example, so let's jump in and take a look. Okay, so again, a kind of similar base with that really heavy Townhall compartment fairly close to the outside of the base. Definitely the kind of meta, everyone's using these type of bases at the moment. I would imagine as we progress through the meta of Townhall 18, we will see these types of bases kind of fade out and different metas will come in. We may see this remaining for a while, but if you are a Legends pusher, I would expect to see a lot of these bases currently. And honestly, E-Dragons work really, really well against them. Sometimes you have to overcommit to get that Townhall takedown like we saw in the last couple. Be careful of the invisibility spell towers, they definitely can cause issues, but when you're coming up against it, Rage Spell down, couple of E-Dragons like we see here, 2 to 3, we have those Totem Spells coming in just to guarantee the kind of E-Dragons are protected. Let them do their thing and you're going to be able to get plenty of value. Taking down that top section, it's already dealt with. Need to start thinking about that Flame Flinger coming in, or are we going to switch it up here? It looks like we're not going to go with the Flame Flinger because we probably wouldn't really be able to get too much value on this bottom section. We have mortars kind of covering, multi-archer tower in there as well, so we decide to go ahead with the Siege Barracks on this one. Couple more ground-based troops, of course, with those P.E.K.K.A.s and Wizards coming out through to help the King and the Queen around that bottom section of the base, helping to create that funnel for, of course, the main troop here, which is going to be those E-Dragons coming on through. Like I said, Revenge Tower, absolutely lethal. So we do need to try and protect up those Electro Dragons if we can with those Totem Spells. Eternal Tome ability in combination with the Healing Tome. Like I said, as your E-Dragons just get below half HP and they're making their way through into the core of the base. Overgrowth Spell does get deployed right there. As you guys can see, that's going to, again, just help us to get through these back end defenses. We're mitigating some of that damage that's potentially going to come in from them. This one looks like it may be slightly closer than some of those previous ones. Bear in mind, right on cue, we have our Minion Prince's ability going to swing on through right there, just helping to freeze things up a little bit and allowing our E-Dragons and our remaining troops to get slightly more value. But this one is not one you're going to see the E-Dragons overkilling the base massively. Typically, like I said, it is going to be the case that your heroes are going to be finishing off the base 9 times out of 10 with the help of a couple maybe swag Totem Spells in there as well. But you guys can see Yappy Boy getting the job done. He has said to me this is the strategy he's been using a lot of because it's so easy, so strong. Typically he does like more technical stuff than just kind of mindless spam like this. But there is, I guess, a little bit more technical stuff to it, trying to deploy those totem spells down as and when your troops kind of need them, making sure you get that Townhall takedown with the rage spells, and watching out for invisibility spell towers like we had in the previous one. But you guys will see 3 for 3 on 3 stars, a very strong day in Legends League for Yappy Boy, and hopefully you guys will have the same. If you did enjoy this video, as always, leave a like down below, comment as well, let me know if you've joined that Discord server, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.